Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Storytime with Grandma Kate. We're going to continue with Chapter 2 of Junie B. Jones, Boss of Lunch. This chapter is called Hoagies. You ever had a hoagie? Last time I had a hoagie, my gosh, it was a long, long time ago. I think I was in elementary school, so that was more than, gee whiz, like more than, oh, wow. If I think about it, like 45 years ago, because I'm 54, so do the math. I was about 8 years old. Can you do math that quick? Tell me that. Tell me what the math would be in the comments below. But anyway, this chapter rather, is called Hoagies. The lunch bell rang at 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock is around noonish, I believe. It's actually noon, 12 noon. I picked up my lunchbox and ran to the door. Then I lined up with my friends and I waited to go. It's almost time, I told them, very thrilled. It's almost time for me to eat out of my brand new lunchbox. I held it up for them to see again. Which baby bird do you guys like the best? I asked. Pick one, okay? My friend named Jose looked at the birds and shrugged his shoulders. I don't know, I guess maybe I like the duck best, he said. Ducks can be funny sometimes. One time when we were having a picnic at the lake, a duck chased my sister and stole her ho-ho. My friends Lenny and Herb laughed real hard. They looked at my lunchbox too. I think I like the owlet the best, said Herb. Me too, said Lenny. I saw a TV show on owls once, and an owl swallowed a giant rat in just one bite. He didn't even chew or anything. After that, I stared at Lenny a real long time. Because that disgusting story just ruined my outlet, that's why. Finally, Olive Room walked to the cafeteria together. The cafeteria is a big room where we eat lunch. It has smells and noise and tables in it. Room 1 sits near the window. I zoomed there, speedy quick. Come, Herb, I called. Come, Lenny and Jose. It's time for you to watch me eat out of my brand new lunchbox. I turned around to wait for them. Only too bad for me, because none of those guys were even coming. Instead, they were standing in the stupid dumb lunch line. My mouth fell open at that sight. Herb, hey, Herb, I called. What do you think you're doing? Why aren't you coming to eat with me? Herb shouted back, I'm buying my lunch today, Junie B. Jose shouted too. Me too, everyone is buying today, Junie B. Hoagies, we're having hoagies, hollered Lenny. Save us a seat. They're all yelling across the cafeteria. I believe that one's Herb, right? And that's Jose? Maybe I've got it backwards. Do you know which one is which? They're all buying hoagies today. My shoulders slumped, real disappointed, because I wasn't actually expecting this development. I sat down at my table and looked all around. There was only one other person sitting there, and his name is Sheldon, and I do not know him that good. Sheldon waved his fingers at me. We're the only ones here, he said. We're the only ones who didn't buy hoagies today. I did a sigh. Yes, Sheldon, I know that, I said. Sheldon slid across from me. Hoagies are very popular, but I'm not allowed to eat them, he said. I'm allergic to fake meat and cheese. I looked at Sheldon closer. His nose was running very much. Please wipe your nose, I said. Sheldon didn't pay any attention to me. I'm only allowed to eat food that comes from nature, he said. His nose ran even more. Also, I'm allergic to dairy, he told me. I handed him my napkin. Blow, and I mean it, I said. Sheldon did not blow. I slid to the end of the table. I think I would too, that's kind of gross. You shouldn't be sitting at a cafeteria table with your nose running. Uck, yuck. That's yucky blucky, just like that fruitcake I read about. Pretty soon, my friends started coming out of the kitchen. The other children started coming too. They sat down and took big bites of their hoagies. Mmm, said Herb, this hoagie is delicious. Sí, said Jose, muy delicioso. Lenny nodded. Then he opened up his hoagie roll and looked inside. I think even you would like this hoagie, Junie B, he said. Look, it has ham and salami and cheese and lettuce and tomato. And then just then Meg butted her big head in. It's good for you too, Junie Jones, she said. All school lunches have to be delicious and nutritious. It's the law. So, I said, so lunches brought from home can be any old thing, she said back. I did a huffy breath at her. And then I turned my back and I hid my sandwich very secret and I peeked inside the bread. I stared and stared for a real long time because I didn't actually recognize the meat. That's why. Finally, I ate it anyway. It was tasty, whatever it was. There she is. She's like kind of embarrassed to be eating a lunch from home. But I liked eating lunches from home. My mom always made my lunch. And then when I got into junior high, I would make my own. And it was kind of nice to make my own lunch. But anyway, in our next story time, I'm going to be reading chapter 3 called Cookies. And cookies are one of my favorite things in the whole world. So we'll see what kind of cookies Junie B eats in the next chapter. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.